The Takatuf scholarship experience from start to end is a wonderful experience. The people that you meet, the other students, the faculty, they're all amazing people. You join a great network.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Ookyo podcast. Today I'm your host Fatma Dar'i, and I'm so excited to have Jinan Al Busaidi with us here today. She is a talent partner from the People, Technology and Culture Department at Ookyo. Hi Jinan.
Hi Fatma, thank you for having me here today.
Thank you for coming. I'm so excited to be interviewing you today, especially because we've known each other for so many years.
I'm very excited to have this opportunity as well.
So one of the things that Jinan and I have in common that you can't really quite spot by looking at us is that we're both Takatuf Scholars. For those who may not know what that is, Jinan, can you give us a brief about the Takatuf Scholars Program?
Yes, so the Takatuf Scholars Program is an international scholarship awarded by the Takatuf company. It is a 6-year fully funded educational program that sends Omani students graduating from Oman to 2 years of preparatory school and 4 years of university of their choice to pursue any degree of their choice.
And you and I are from the second year of the program, so we are a part of the original group. We met in 2013.
Yes.
What was the application process like for you at the time?
So the application process at the time was a series of evaluations that were given to us by the Takatuf program, including a written English report, a series of questionnaires to gauge who we are as people, and then we also had to provide transcripts from our school days to the program. Eventually, we were selected. During our year, there were 60 students selected to compete or participate in the summer residential program, and after which we also completed around a 6-month independent learning phase where we applied the same issues or projects that we did during the summer residential program on our own individually during our final year of school here in Oman.
Oh wow, we were 60 people?
Yeah.
For some reason I can't remember that. That was so long ago. So you never actually were in contact with people from the first year, from the 2012 one, right?
During my year, no, because I was the first student from my school who went for this program, but I know that in other schools around Oman and in Muscat, there were other students from the previous batch who came and talked to upcoming students and told them and introduced them to the program.
Well,
I think that might be the case to you.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's quite an achievement for you, and you put quite, the name for your school out there. But that was the case for me because one person from the 2012 year was a girl from my school. And she told us about it during this morning school program, and I was just really intrigued and I applied. So I was the second person from my school to do it, but I think I was the first international scholar to win it. And you gave me a lot of flashbacks right now, and I was just curious, how was it like for you to be in community of 60 people yet compete for a scholarship when there were only 10 available, 5 of them for girls, only 1 for people from private school like you?
Yes, so in my case, I don't know if you felt the same way, but I did not feel it was a competition. I felt more like it was a very community-based, supportive program. A lot of the other peers that I had at the time, we were all supporting each other, we were encouraging each other, we were all living the same experience together, so it was all fun and educational for all of us at the same time. I also remember feeling like, oh, I might not actually get this scholarship because there are so many other students from all around Oman who were so brilliant, mashallah. But in the end, I knew deep down that no matter what happened, whether I received the international scholarship or I was one of those who did not receive it, all of us were gonna go on and do amazing things in Oman, no matter what.
And I agree, because till this day, I'm in touch not only with the international scholars, I'm actually very close with some of the Takatuf scholars that we met like 7 years ago?
I don't know about you, but I was always interested and intrigued by studying abroad. I had always pursued this passion of mine. So when the opportunity presented itself, I thought, why not go for it? I also had seen the amount of support Takatuf had offered us, even just as students enrolling into the program, even before receiving the scholarship offer. So I put my faith in them, I put my faith in God, and of course my parents and my family all supported me in pursuing this opportunity, alhamdulillah. I know other people might have had a different experience, maybe their families were discouraging of them going far away for so long, but alhamdulillah, it was a difficult but a really successful choice, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, because if you think about it, at the time we were like 16, 17, committing to something that's 6 years long minimum, because like you said, we went to 2 years of boarding school and then there was college as much as it took. For me, it was very similar. I always wanted to study abroad, but I think the reason why I accepted the Takatuf one was kind of a little bit simple. The idea of going to boarding school, like I was and still am obsessed with Harry Potter and the idea of like, you know, living in a school and having that school community, having dorm parents. This is the closest thing minus the magic. So that's why I went for it. It sounded more exciting in my 16-year-old mind. And it's similar to you. I don't regret it. I would do it all over again. And it was a fantastic choice altogether. You know, I'm curious, there's a lot of advice that I would give my younger self, and I was curious about what advice you would give to your younger self as you were going through the Takatuf program.
I think to not be as scared to pursue things and actually go for things even if they seem foreign to me. Maybe some concepts aren't known to me as an Omani woman here or an Omani girl when I first started off this Takatuf experience. I also had so many opportunities that I was exposed to for the first time, such as sailing and I don't know, other people had horseback riding. I wish I took advantage of those opportunities because they seemed a bit like, oh, maybe I'm not, I don't know how to do this, so maybe I shouldn't do it because I'll embarrass myself. But in fact, now looking back, I'm thinking, why didn't I go for those things? It never hurts to go for an advantageous opportunity. You either learn that you don't like it or you learn that you do like it and you can maybe create a hobby or a career out of it. You never know.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Now I'm curious, is there anything that you can share with us, like a very memorable experience where you had hesitations about going into it, but then you went into it and you know, you continued with it or you really liked it?
I would say the choice of my major actually, because I was always, I think culture, no matter where you are, whether it be here in Oman or elsewhere, it emphasizes learning the sciences or learning tangible technical skills. I had always been fond of politics and international relations, so the choice of me to actually pursue that as a major, I also pursued French as a major, so those two combined were a risk that I needed to take, and I'm very happy I actually took that risk. I have no regrets about that, but I understand why other people had reservations about me pursuing that kind of degree.
I totally feel you on that one. There was, I think culturally, even when we were like in high school, back when we were younger, there's a lot of this, the career options either being a doctor or an engineer, like everything included some degree of math. And similar to you, I ended up pursuing something in the humanities and the social sciences. I studied English literature and political science, and I absolutely adore them, and I still use them as skills. You know, professionally speaking, there's a lot of skills that they develop that aren't necessarily STEM oriented that we still need in our everyday lives. And similar to you, that's a risk I felt that I took because I did feel that pressure, but I was so happy that I did go with it and that I did get the support that I did, because again, I will do it all over again. So now that you're an alum, what advice do you have for those who might be interested in the program itself? Because like we said, it's not just the international scholars, it's also the people who compete in general. So as we wrap up this conversation, what would you like to say to them?
I would say definitely go for it. The Takatuf scholarship experience from start to end is a wonderful experience, alhamdulillah. The people that you meet, the other students, the faculty, your mentors are all amazing people. You join a great network. I would say go for it, see what happens. As I said before, you will end up making new friends and having a great learning opportunity. You'll learn more about yourself. You learn more about your type of studies that you like to pursue and who you are as a student. I would also say if you have siblings or younger ones or any member of your family who is entering grade 11, I would say to encourage them to learn more about the Takatuf Scholars program and to reach out to them and pursue it, inshallah. Especially in a time like this where a lot of scholarships from Oman have been limited. This can be an advantageous thing to also have as an opportunity for you.
I couldn't agree with you anymore. Thank you so much, Jinan, for coming with us and talking with us today. And thank you everyone for tuning in. And we'll see you on the next Ookyu podcast episode.